funk that, beat, funk that. Stop. Okay, so ready, go.
Take a better scene, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about. 561 Music!
561 Music Festival.
Brought to you by Stenger, Greene and Feiner.
At the Meyer Amphitheater.
May 3rd.
It's a free show.
20 bands.
2 stages.
Art vendors.
Food vendors.
Drinks vendors.
There you go. Go to 561musicfestival.com for details.
20 bands will play West Palm Beach all day. Support your music scene. May the 3rd is free. 561 Music Festival.
Supported by Stenger, Greene and Feiner. Welcome to 561 Music. My name is Ben.
And I'm Hector.
And how you doing, bud?
Doing good, man. Tired.
Excellent.
Tired but good.
Looking dapper in the pale colours?
Gotta keep the ladies on their toes.
Well, exactly. I don't know if we we have had. Okay, I was wondering if we'd had an episode since St. Patrick's Day, but we have.
We have.
Yeah.
We have.
Well, last weekend we played at Paddy Max again.
We played at Paddy Max again on Saturday, and on Friday, Bomb the Algorithm filled in for Butch.
That's right.
At Propaganda for Mello.
Yeah.
Mad Mello's album release.
Yeah, it was fun, man.
It was fun. It was really good.
So, how are you liking playing the?
It was cool, man. I gotta say, like, each show I'm getting a little more confident, and like it was fun, man. It's been really fun. I wasn't sure, man. Like when I first started doing the baritone sax in BTA, it was like, yeah, this could be cool. We'll see. But like each show, like it's just getting more and more fun. I think as I get more confident, it's getting more fun.
Yeah, for sure. And it's made a huge difference having a baritone sax up there. And we started out using backing tracks, and we're pretty much putting them to bed. I think we probably still will figure something out for that hip hop tune. Mm-hmm. I think the trick with that is going to be how to do it without Gavin having to use it earphones and just be able to press it on that one tune.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But it's been a lot of fun. So if you haven't seen Bomb the Algorithm, you should check us out because we've been putting a lot of work into it, and I'm pretty proud of it. And we have baritone sax now.
Which looks very sexy, might I add.
So we have Slo and Chef from Slo Funk Pump with us.
Sup?
Howdy.
So Slo Funk Pump is in fact your name, isn't it?
That's correct.
How
by birth.
How did you come by this name?
Well, like every baby, I had my fits, my tantrums, and it was only Jimi Hendrix, James Brown that would put me to sleep.
There you go.
And my mother, very quickly, named me Slo Funk.
Makes sense. It is an unusual last name. What's your mum called?
Sorry, put that mic up.
My mic?
Yeah, it's like facing down a little bit.
Oh, there
Boom. It's all good.
All right, let's go.
Did you just ask about my mother? I'm an Italian American. Did you just ask about my mother?
No, I did not.
No mothers, man. No mothers.
Her name is
Brooklyn Street Rules.
Right?
No mothers.
Too early in the conversation.
I absolutely did not just ask about your mother.
There's your opener.
I'm a terrible fighter, so I'm not going to get into that.
I wouldn't guess with these tats. I think you would be actually a good scrapper.
A little handy? No.
Okay.
They're just
Yeah,
for show.
That's just for intimidation, man.
Yeah,
so he doesn't
synonymous,
have to get in a fight that way.
They're not mutually exclusive, yeah.
That makes sense, actually.
So you guys are playing our festival, which is very exciting for us.
Can't wait.
How busy are you as a band? How often do you guys play?
Well, not enough, as always. Basically putting it together where we can. Chef's in about, 15 bands?
Just about.
So scheduling this funky guy, I can't do without him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't do without this guy.
Oh, yeah.
This place looks familiar.
Yeah, right?
Been here once or twice.
You're in the Second Timers Club.
Under another name.
Right, but he's got to do it because, much like the live music community, if he doesn't do it, there's like 17 bands that are going to need a bass player. You know how it is.
Yeah.
So, but basically, we're playing as much as we can. We played Sunfest last year. That was our big, break.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
We were huge for a day.
Right, we played Sunfest last year as well. So fun.
Killbillies was your version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I saw you guys. It was so great experience. And since then, we played at the Banyan Live. Great venue.
Cool.
a terrific light show and the sound and the whole 9 yards.
That's over on Southern, is it?
Yes, right by the airport.
Yeah.
Next to adjacent to a cabaret.
Yes.
So you can get all of your fixings.
Yes.
Oh, cool.
So,
And the
so I
food,
hear.
the steaks I hear are through the roof. Right?
Well, the stakes are high if you go in there, you know.
Nice.
Well done, sir. Well done.
So yeah, basically been playing around, and I think we've been heavy with rehearsing. We're doing some new stuff. We're gonna go in. We
Nice.
usually do a 4-song EP, and this time we're gonna go 8. We're gonna go 8 songs for
Oh,
the next
wow.
record. We're gonna hit it hard in summer.
Yeah.
So
No,
we'll
that's
see.
awesome. And I feel like in today's sort of musical releases climate, it just feels like, everyone's releasing singles one after the other. But I do miss an album, being able to listen for,
Thank you.
or just a big collection of songs,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, in the end, I ignore all that because it's really about where you're at, what you have ready, what's now. You know what I mean? Because right now we're selecting the songs. We have about 20 tunes, trying to get it down to 8. We're gonna go hardcore funky, I think, with as many funk tunes as we can.
Nice.
Yeah, we're just spitballing puns with funk, Funk with us. Get the funk out of here.
No, that's not a song yet. Did you write that one?
No, I haven't told you yet.
I think that's actually an old Extreme song.
Yeah, probably.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Gary Sharon, Nuno Betancourt.
I think puns with funk in are very important in today's climate.
Well, the reality is it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can see that.
You can put it into anything. You put it in your cereal.
Yeah.
You can put it in your soup. Last night I was sprinkling some on my salad.
Well, Funk That is actually one of the songs, right? Maybe. Maybe. That's a maybe in there.
Well, there's the newest song we're bringing to the band. We're doing it a little bit differently because we've been together now 5 to 10 years.
That's a big gap.
I don't really know because the
Somewhere in
pandemic. I
between
don't
5 and
count.
10.
I don't
Yeah,
count.
true.
But anyway, we're bringing this new song, Funk Dat Noise. I'm
Nice.
thinking about if it's going to be a DAT or a THAT.
I think you're okay with DAT.
Am I cool enough?
I think so.
You guys,
Yeah.
know,
I think you can pull it off.
Okay,
I think
I
you pull it
appreciate
off.
that. I
I
really
think
do.
in the medium of funk, dat is allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 90s
So-
kid in me is like, wow, this is no cap,
All right. So here's a quick preview. Now you do the funk that he does great backing vocals. So you do funk that.
What was it? Where do I come in?
Funk that. That's all you do.
Oh, all right.
So it's
Well,
funk that. Funk that.
Funk dat.
Pause. Wait. Funk that. Funk that. Beat. Funk that. Stop. Okay, so ready, go.
Funk dat. Funk dat. Funk dat. Funk dat.
Got my reason. Keep going.
Funk that. Funk that.
No more teasing.
Funk that. Funk that.
Wanna taste you breathing. Funk that. Funk that. Funk that noise.
I see.
That's the song.
I see.
Chorus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know it.
Sorry, I yelled. I got a little excited.
I apologize for my not doing a very good funk dat.
You
but
did
I-
a great funk that. Don't you dare.
No, man,
In
Funk
fact,
That. You did great.
let's book it right here next week. We're
Absolutely.
going to get you in on the backing vocals. So this is the first time we're actually pretty much everything is in the studio. It's just kind of like me, sometimes basically with just a producer. But now we're kind of bringing it to the band early. He's bringing in some bass lines, and we're kind of doing that thing where you kind of get into the room and write a song together. We're going to try it,
cool.
see how it works.
Yeah, that's cool.
And worst case scenario, they get fired. I don't really give a shit.
It's normally
You know
it's
what I mean?
normally you
Yeah.
writing though.
You
you
fuck
know.
that bass line up for funk that.
You yeah, don't funk that bass.
Yeah,
up.
we might get doged. Yeah.
So, is it a bit like James Brown rules, like get fined if you make a mistake?
Yeah. Look, Bob Marley, I remember once somebody said something about Bob Marley threw a beer bottle at somebody's head because they missed a beat, and they were like, what a dick. And I was like, no, I get that. I really get that. That's why he's Bob. By the way, I wanted to, I feel bad. You guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I get one too.
Yeah, absolutely. Just keep it going. I feel bad. I don't want to be the only guy.
This is awesome.
All right. It's a little Slo Funk Pump logo with the Rocky of Funk on one side, and then you got the Durf logo on the other. It's a little tasty.
Very nice. This is cool.
Yeah.
What
I feel like I should have brought you guys headbands because you guys have comment. I mean, I feel like a little girl at the dance.
I do like the headband.
You didn't stop with the headband. I wish I had brought some headbands. And guess what? I'm leaving it here.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
leaving it here.
That's noble.
This is your
of you.
Making a
headband now.
decision.
That's
I would
super
wash
cool.
it. I would wash it.
Ben's got to wear it now.
Yeah. No, trust me, I'll be wearing
He
it.
would wear it, actually.
Yeah. This is cool. So, what does the Rocky of Funk mean?
Well, much like, the naming of me by my mother,
Yeah.
which you brought up. I mean, by the way, I know she's going to listen to this. She's already asking for the link. She doesn't know how to get on the podcast, but Ma, I love you. And she introduced me very early on to the great Rocky Balboa.
Oh, that Rocky.
As I grew up,
Yeah, non-fiction character. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Well, I have a friend called Rocky, so I was a little confused. Every time I think of Rocky, I think of my buddy called Rocky. But yeah, it makes sense
He's
now.
wearing a Rocky Balboa shirt, man.
Right.
Come on.
Oh yeah,
The Italian stallion.
Yeah,
TM.
that's a cool shirt.
thank you. Basically, I did the steps, and I got the scepter running the steps. No lie. This is my fucking shirt.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It was really
Funky
emotional.
shirt.
I didn't think I would. I got to the top, and I was like kind of teared up, and it was awesome.
But did you run, or did you just kind of walk up the steps?
Well, it's on my TikTok. You can actually see it. I filmed
sick.
it.
Oh, hell yeah,
and
dude.
I went hard, dude. I went hard. I took some big steps. I crushed it.
One at a
frankly.
time.
Just one time up, or just up and down and up and down.
I walked back down
No,
just to savor it, though.
Yeah,
because
sure.
the run is a little quick. But no, I did not go. I definitely got there, stayed low, ran it the first time, felt it as a run the first time. That's important.
felt
I
the
think.
burn a little bit.
And so anyway, bottom line is that was like 2 years ago. So emotional because my entire life I've looked to Rocky as to what to do in life. What would Rocky do was my thing.
Yeah, I get that.
It started in 8th grade. Popped this guy right in the face. As soon as he started like messing with me, I didn't even think twice. It just popped him right in the face.
Bam.
Every time I follow Rocky, I feel better about myself.
And you tell him if he dies, he dies.
I've said that about 20 million times in different situations.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's been one of
Remind me
my
never
great
to-
lines.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when
Mess
I first
with you.
lawsuit.
I think I got away pretty lightly earlier. I got to be careful today. So, what's the Durf about?
Durf is actually from season 1 of the Slo Funk Pump show, available exclusively at slofunkpump.com. And I can't tell you.
Oh, okay.
You have to watch through the second episode. But I will tell you, much like the Rocky of Funk, it's a lifestyle. Much like funk, it's a lifestyle.
Nice.
And to find out what Durf is and to own what Durf is will change your life.
Most
I think that's fair.
definitely.
So tell I know you don't want to give away like the storyline or anything, but tell us a little bit about the show as far as like I was reading that you guys got like a Bob Saget award or something for this thing. Yeah, that's
we're
awesome,
like
man.
really legit comedians now. Yeah, and this is the
That's
first time
amazing.
we've ever been ahead of the curve. Because you look at all these TikToks and all these social medias, and the bands are almost being required to kind of really show personality in a way that they never have before.
Yeah.
But really, before all that, basically when the pandemic hit, we were sitting around. We had some festivals lined up. We were going big, bro. We were going big. We had something in Portland. We had something in New York.
Nice.
Those are big
And
states.
then the world shut
And the
down.
Rona.
Shut it down. We were sitting around, what are we going to do? Been tossing around the idea of writing a show. And then I heard John Hughes wrote Home Alone in a weekend. And I thought if he could do that,
Yeah.
I could write 4 episodes, do this little kind of like what I call an EP of TV shows. 4
Sure. Yeah.
And this guy came in as a breakout hit. I didn't know. I was just like, you want to be in it. And he came in and crushed it. Everybody came in and crushed it. It's hilarious from start to finish. And we won the Bob Saget Awards from the Taste Awards out in San Francisco or some shit like that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
It didn't go as far as we thought it would. We thought, they'd be knocking down our door trying to put it on,
Syndication and everything, baby.
it didn't happen.
Right after Full
So,
House,
how
yeah.
do you win the award? Did you apply for the? How does that work?
Yeah, there's a thing called, it's Film Freeway, I think is what it's called. And it's basically just your one-stop, how we have in music. We might have a few different distributors and all that kind of stuff. This is it
Yeah.
for film
Like
festivals.
DistroKid or CD Baby or something,
Right.
but for movies.
This is for movies.
Shows.
They'll put your stuff up there for everybody to see, supposedly in the industry or whatever. But they have all the festivals are on there, and it's nominal fees. We're going to probably put season 2 into the Austin Film Festival, figuring they may be a little bit more music minded.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's basically just based on the band, our lives being local musicians, and the hijinks ensue.
I'm prepping for the big show.
Big show. Right.
Yeah.
The first season's Hollywood, Florida, where we're from, the nexus of where we're all from, and then the second season actually we filmed in Cleveland.
Nice.
So it follows the band around. The next one we're toying with these the season 3. What we might do, we might
Iceland, maybe?
I would love
Iceland's a good
I would
one.
love it. I was just watching a Van Halen
Highly,
documentary,
Greenland.
and they were talking about ice hotels.
Yeah, I've been to one.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It was pretty awesome. Everything's ice. It's crazy.
You sleep on ice,
I didn't actually sleep in it, but the bed was there and made out of ice and everything's
and
crazy.
you put something on top of it, or crazy people sleeping.
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
side?
You have this like furs and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's frostbite. You can't just...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
So, so anyway, they were going to do Van Halen's like Van Halen 3, that trash bin of an album. I actually listened to it again. No offense to God bless Eddie, because God bless, R.I.P. and everything. But
Sure.
what a piece of shit record. He had the guy from Extreme as the lead singer. He
That's
actually
not
did
Van
sound a
Halen
lot
3,
like...
that's like the 90s one, right?
Right, 96.
That was like post
Third-
Sammy Hagar.
It was Gary Sharon of Extreme.
Yeah.
And, but anyway, they wanted to do the video shoot in Iceland in an ice hotel. Or no, Sweden in an Iceland. And the band said, oh, we don't go to Sweden.
Oh,
Like
really?
something had happened on a tour, and they were just like a hard no. And so they had to reproduce the ice hotel in L.A., and they said there
Oh,
were
wow.
shortages all throughout. They used so much water.
Oh my god.
That's funny.
Yeah,
That's
so
hysterical.
The video is
That's
kind of cool to watch. But
No,
So-
we don't go to Sweden. I wonder why.
So are these episodes like, not to compare it to anything, but are they like a Spinal Tap type thing?
Oh,
is it-
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Okay.
Nice.
Perfect.
I think they're doing a sequel to Spinal
They are
Tap.
doing a sequel.
I can't wait for
They
that.
are
Those
doing a
guys,
sequel.
Rob Reiner is one of my favorites of all
I
time.
wore that VHS out. I must have seen that thing so many times.
Is the new Spinal Tap coming out on VHS too?
I bet
That would be great.
I had a old drummer, actually. That's where it started. I mean, I always loved Spinal Tap, but he actually was into Flight of the Conchords.
Oh hell
Right,
yeah!
yeah.
And he says, you're funny. You should do something like that. You should at least watch that show.
Yeah.
And so then it started with that a little bit. And we think of it as kind of like almost an Always Sunny in Philadelphia, if they were a band.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Stuff like that, because we were trying to basically sell it on the street corner every second we have. So we're always trying to pitch it in a really cool way. Friends, I think one of the really cool parts of the is it really comes across that we're like buddies and we
Yeah.
like to hang out. So,
I love that you guys have like a story and a persona behind the band, like a whole. Like just a whole package.
mythos, yeah.
like a whole
Right.
mythos. You're right, like a whole mythos, and then you got the music to back it up. It's not, it's cool. It's
That's the thing. In fact, my cousin, he joined our team recently because he's got so much business sense and everything. He was actually talking about maybe doing some sort of cover where we because it is kind of two different worlds. Like we have this music over here, very real deal. Like these are songs that you could put out without having any kind of comedy show.
Yeah.
And then you have the comedy show. And he was thinking maybe you do one cover, and he has this one idea. I can't reveal it just yet because it'll piss Chef off.
Of course.
And I don't want to. I'm always
Sure.
scared he's going to run because he has such a hardcore. He has so many different bands.
I mean,
but he's going to get pissed. But it's going to be fun. It's gonna
Oh,
be fun. So we're going to
wicked.
do some sort of comedy song in a sense.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, I know that us doing the podcast has been really helpful for getting to know people around the scene and helpful for the music. I can only imagine doing like just an actual TV show. It has a similar thing in that it points you at different people and it just broadens your appeal and your perspective, and it gives you like a gazillion things you can put up on socials and
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 then
we had the Hooper in Sunfest, right?
Right,
Like during.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that the hula hooper on the stage.
And
That's awesome.
The best part about it for me is how it's influencing the live show a little bit, like he says. In terms of like the kind of we want to have like circus performers with us at all times. We had I think it was a yo-yoist joined us one time.
yo-yoist.
Yeah, he was crazy sick, and he would throw the yo-yo, 20 feet, come back, he'd flip it under his legs,
It
and
was
he's doing a dance.
Yo-Yo Mama. Not Yo-Yo
Did you-
Mom.
I'm an Italian man. Did you just mention my mother again?
Jesus, man, it's twice. It's twice.
Yo-Yo
But
Grandma?
it reminds me, it kind of feels a little Rat Packy.
Yeah.
A little
Cool.
bit of that old school, like we could do a little banter between the shows. And actually, that's where our podcast started was we did this whole bit in Colorado one time where we were talking about how they were 3D printing and trying to beat Colorado Springs as the highest city in Colorado and all this kind of stuff. And it was just, people were just rolling over laughing and we were just messing around. And then we were like, that's kind of fun. So then we kind of,
Made it
part of the machine.
I love all that. I love the visual arts and messing around with film and animation and different stuff. So I'm in equal parts impressed and jealous. I love all that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. So keep at it, boys.
I love jealousy. That's my.
You
I
feed off it.
I feed off of
thrives
jealousy.
off of it.
Yeah. I do. Like one time, for St. Patrick's Day, you guys were mentioning, I wanted to get your show. The beer man, who's the co-host of our podcast, was actually in town. God bless. We went to a Tesla show, the '80s band.
Right.
I had an extra ticket.
Yeah,
Not the
the
car.
show stopped in the middle, just stopped working.
And he was in town. So basically, that was the day before St. Patrick's Day, and we made a big, huge corned beef. And they were a little bit jealous of my corned beef, and I got to tell you, it made my week.
I know what you mean.
Jealousy rules.
Just fills you with like joy.
I know the
Pride.
feeling. Ben's jealous of me all the time, so
I do get very
see
jealous.
that.
He has a bigger sax than me.
yeah.
I'm
That
so
blows.
jealous of his big golden
All
sax.
the ladies talk to me. And he gets upset. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I get it. It can't all be me.
So yeah, have you got any other interesting merchandise items that out there? I bet you do.
Koozies, right?
Got the koozies. We got some
And
T-shirts.
do you really make these in different styles?
Well, absolutely. Basically, this is like $5 on the website. This is one of my favorite pastimes. This is not even. I mean, I would do this for free. I just have to I have to cover the shipping.
Sure.
So I just get a bunch of these, and like you would order it online, and then you would tell me what you want on it,
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
audio audience, it's a.
and I
it's
would
a
write
sex
it in
toy.
personally.
Very nice.
Like I don't want to actually like sign my name or anything. That's weird as shit. But I like this idea. I mean, you guys know who Jim McMahon is.
Yeah.
yeah.
Right? Guy is like my hero. I mean, if I was not Italian, I'd be the Jim McMahon of funk.
Recent
There you
Hall
go.
of Famer. Veterans.
I'm gonna tear up. Don't get me emotional again.
The Rocky of Funk, now that I understand it properly,
Right.
is a very, very solid thing to be.
I actually started off. The guy was doing the merch for the Colorado tour. He was my drummer, and he fucking bailed on us. What a douche! I hate that guy. But anyway, no, God bless you. But anyway, he was into merch, and he would get these great deals. So he goes,
Yeah.
"You need merch for this thing," and he went all the way to buying the merch. He said that I needed to go. He was like almost this kind of like guru behind the scenes. He had
Right.
no intention of going on this tour, but he said he would all the way through buying the merch so that I would.
Oh wow, what a legend!
So anyway, that's actually how.
But you hate him though.
Totally.
Yeah.
And fuck him. But anyway, bottom line is, but it did bring me to Fo,
Okay.
our drummer, which is,
Nice.
gosh, is that a love affair?
Yeah, also in Fakata.
Fuck-a-da.
Who's
Yeah,
also
there
going to
we
be
go.
at the festival.
Yeah, cool.
He's going to double duty.
And you got-
Okay,
you got
it's all
Sophia
come. It's all
playing
come.
trumpets
It's all
for you
coming
guys.
together.
Coming
And
together.
Sophia, yeah.
Yeah.
What I love about round here is there's someone you know in every single band, and sometimes they're in two or three. I'm in too many bands.
Right. Well, I just wanted to finish my story. Thanks
I
for interrupting me.
apologize.
Fuck. Anyway, no, I'm kidding. I was originally the Rocky of Rock, but
Ah.
that douchebag goes to me. He says, "I don't like it." He says, "I won't print those." he really was a guru. He really had a vision. And so I sent him back. I go, "All right, Rocky of Funk." He goes, "Okay."
Yeah, there you go. He's right. It's better.
I still have some of those Denver ones.
Cool. That's
Should
awesome.
have brought those. I should have got rid of the old merch.
Yeah.
The Rocky,
What was I thinking?
the Rocky of Funk is better than the Rocky of Rock.
Right.
I don't know
Yeah.
why you think the Rocky of Rock would be better. But
It's
not.
too much. It's almost
Yeah.
too
Yeah,
much.
Yeah, you're saying it
Yeah,
twice.
it's a hat on a hat.
And at that time, I had only written back the funk up, so I didn't even really consider myself a funk musician. I really kind of come from like a rock and roll early records kind of thing, and then I always had Slo Funk Pump because my mother, right? But everybody's like, "You don't even have a funk song. Why are you calling yourself, the Rocky of Funk or Slo Funk Pump?" So that's when I got on this
Funk tip.
Yeah.
previously
Just a
mentioned
tip,
tips.
Yeah.
It was a good tip.
Well, you know what? It's a good tip to be on. I think funk is a fabulous medium. I think you guys, we need some funk at the festival. Every festival needs funk.
Right. Thank you. And guitar solos. If I could do anything to push guitar soloing, as these Sabrina Carpenters, God bless them, these, whatever. Back in the 80s, the 90s, you would hire a lead guitarist. You don't have to play. And they come in and they put that guitar solo on top.
Well,
of
she
that.
got astray.
And I'm so tired of listening through 3 minutes and not hearing one damn guitar solo for hours.
I think guitar solos should be like an Olympic sport, man.
It's a lost art. It's sad.
It is a
and the
lost
guitar
art.
is
It
a
is a lost- it is a lost
revolutionary,
art.
beautiful instrument that is pop music, and it's lost.
Yeah,
It's
I
sad.
mean, it's definitely taken a big dip, and I mean, they're still out there though. All these shredders, it's not like they've gone anywhere. They're still there. They're just not getting paid as much
Yeah.
anymore, which is a great shame because like I play a ton of guitar. That's really my first instrument these days. And yeah, I agree with you. Wish there was more guitar solos. You know what you don't hear
You
as
had
much?
another instrument that you started with.
Saxophone.
Oh,
And that is the thing I was going to say.
so you are
actually.
jealous.
The
Yes,
thing, yeah,
yes, yes.
for sure.
This was not
The
a
thing I
joke.
was going to say about that as well is that, do you remember when there was sax on everything?
Oh yeah.
Where's that
Billy
gone?
Joel, right.
Listen, I just heard a sax on a new song, the sleep token song.
Ah.
Has sax at the end of it.
That's
So
nice.
sexy.
Right on.
Yeah, just
Okay.
out of nowhere, it's like, oh,
It's
damn.
definitely, and
Is
I
that
think,
a sax? Is that Bill Clinton?
and not to get weird, but I think that music is less sexy with less horns, with less guitar.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
as raw.
Yeah.
It's not as
Ooh, Periphery's
played.
got
It's
sax
not as
on one of
sweaty.
the songs, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, funk comes from the term that it stunk in those basements where funk began in
Sure.
Ohio. And, they were just grooving, baby.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody's grooving.
No
I'm
one's
pissed.
grooving.
I'm very angry.
I mean, I could tell.
Yeah.
Tell you what, at least you're here to save funk.
I appreciate that. And I used to always say Bruno Mars saved funk, frankly. I think he brought this out into the new millennium where you can now play funk and people at least know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
He also
I
brought
know,
back gambling.
I gotta say that tune is a banger though. It's it is a real funk tune. It's what is it called?
Which one?
Saturday night in the don't believe this rock. Hey, ding-a-ling, ding-a-ling, ding. What's that song called?
Can I Shazam that? Could you do that again and I'll Shazam it?
Thank you.
that one.
Uptown Funk.
Thank you.
Yes.
You guys
Uptown
didn't hear it,
Funky
but that
Bop.
was
Uptown
Justin
Funky Bop.
saving the day.
And it's got
As he
funk in
does
it.
a lot.
Yeah.
It is a good song. I mean, it's one of
It's a
those
great
songs
song.
where it's been,
It should
been
be. I
played
wrote
too
it.
much to it's impossible to like now because you've heard it so many times. But it is amazing song.
Well, I
I
mean,
hate it.
that'll fade. You'll avoid it for a little bit, and that's the beautiful thing, right? It'll come back to you. You'll be hammered one time. You'll be at a bar. I don't know if you drink. Do you drink?
Not
Not
anymore.
anymore.
It's a wedding
I
staple
like it too much.
now.
So what are you doing? Lines?
Not anymore.
No, drink
Well,
a bit of
lines to
Kava from time to time.
I mean, we're in a rock
therapy,
Kava.
right?
Kava. We had this discussion earlier. It's Kava. Kava.
So you're gonna be in that definitely in that Kava bar.
Yeah,
They're gonna play
yeah.
this thing. You're gonna be in the right mood on the Kava, and it's gonna hit you. And that's what there was this particular J I smoked in Ohio that somebody gave me when I was on a tour there.
The PB&J?
Yes, exactly right. It was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. and
Kids,
I ate it
peanut butter and jelly.
like a monster, and it had this effect of making me hear music for the first time. So I heard John Lennon comes on the radio. It's that piano song that's beautifully produced.
Jealous guy.
Imagine.
Jealous Guy.
was
And I was
thinking
just
of
like, and I never heard it before. Yes, I had all these like kind of back mind associations, but wow, that's the cool thing about, I think, predominantly drugs, is that it can make you feel things for the first
Yeah,
time.
drugs
Yeah.
are good for him too. Just not around the spouses, but
I
neither
think-
here nor there.
I think with that, sometimes that
I'm glad
they
you're
can
here.
pull you out of what you're doing just enough so you can appreciate something almost like for the first time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, and the fact of the matter is, this modern world we're living in, it doesn't do a whole lot to really connect you to your soul,
no.
And music is one of those things that's supposed to pierce through, but I'm not hearing enough soul in these musics nowadays, these songs.
Well, I mean, a lot of pop music, it seems like it's like produced by the same dude. or
Same
something.
dude.
'Cause it is.
Yeah.
Same sounds. They
Yeah.
all go to this like ABBA fucking retreat where it tells you how exactly what every song looks like. Give me a fucking break. I don't want to hear that shit. And you are definitely on that tip because you listen to a lot of that prog, which is basically like 17-minute songs.
Yeah, the prog metal shit, it's great.
He drove down up here from Miami and listened to one song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, it was 3 hours, so. Yeah.
We had
Thanks, Street
somebody on
Theater.
the podcast not that long ago that had gone through this whole thing with a record company and stuff, and they had sent him up to, was it Nashville or something, and they were and they literally gave him a formula. They're like, it has to have this, this many,
Well,
this many, this
Nashville.
and this and this, and it has to be this, and it has to have this, this time signature and everything. And he kept sending back ideas, and like to the point that like the ideas were all starting to sound the same, and they were like, no again. I was like,
Yeah, it sounds pretty terrible.
I was actually just killing some time, I think, in the Home Goods over here.
Yeah.
I was looking for some sweet fake plants or something from like corners of my spaces.
Nice.
Feng Shui, that shit up, and they were playing this
Feng
country
Shui,
song.
man.
Beautiful voice. The girl has a beautiful voice. I can feel and you just predict everything. I know here comes, it's the same effing country song. Dude.
Yeah.
And, there's been a callback at least a little bit to some of that old school Waylon stuff and everything like that, but not enough.
No, it's tough. We're getting slowly enveloped by mediocrity and computers, and it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think that at the end of the day, it's up to us to not be that and not do that, and all we have to do to not be that and not do that is not be it and not do it. So let's not.
Yeah,
let's be poor.
That's what I dig about your guys' outfits for sure. There's a lot of jam on there. You were talking a little bit about a backing track. That stuff's cute. But you guys jam. You can always see you guys are sweating your balls off when I ever see something on the stage.
Yeah, the backing track it was in that in a ska punk band, Bomb the Algorithm, and we had it for a bit, but I got to say,
mostly it started because you didn't really have a horn section per se, so that was what it was.
We were just filling the gaps, and there's one hip hop tune that has some like electronic drums too, but you know what? It's so much more fun when it's just the instruments. It is. Mm-hmm. It is more fun because the music can breathe.
Yeah, and it sounds fine. It sounds good. It does. It does sound good.
You get a groove in there, a natural groove. That's the shit right there. Yeah,
because I don't know how much you've used like music production software. Like, is that something you guys do?
On the new single "Cake," we definitely have some of that kind of digital sounds for sure.
The reason I ask is because there's a button on when you go into the MIDI editor that's called Humanize, which slightly changes it, and it's like all you got to do to humanize something is just do it.
Right.
It's actually play it.
Yeah. And I think we were talking about this actually in the band recently when I actually went to see some of his live shows and stuff in Miami and stuff like that. It's like, if I go to a live show and I don't feel that the live show is better than that record, no matter how much I love that song, no matter how great that song is, when you produce something in the studio and in the record, you're going to, in some way, I don't want to say dim it, but
there can be some compromises.
It certainly should be released. There should be, like you say, that air, that space, that jam. And so, in that energy, just that kind of raw energy. Yeah. And so when you're playing these things through a speaker and it's just something you did at your house and you're hitting play, I mean, how are you expecting to improve your live show? I might as well just watch you karaoke in your bedroom.
Yeah, exactly.
Which for some of those people would be interesting. I don't know. And that's not a sexual comment. I mean, it's just a lot. There are a lot of weird people who sing on top of their bed.
Can't spell karaoke without okay.
It's true.
I don't even know what that means, but maybe on that note, we should listen to a couple of tunes.
Absolutely. Why don't you guys go and play us a couple of tunes?
All right. I mean, what a perfect little segue.
What?
Can't say karaoke without okay.
Right?
Let's go.
Saturday night and I wanna make you fly. Saturday night and I wanna light the fire. Saturday night, come on, let's make it live. Saturday night, let's make it fly. Sit up the mic beneath the light. Keep the rhythm tight, round my rhyme. Feel the trumpet, feel the mic of storm and sky, burning white. Saturday night and I wanna make it fly. Saturday night and I wanna light the fire. Saturday night, come on, check, check. Wanna make it live. Saturday night, hey, 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 hey. Come on, chef. Yeah, cook up that funk now. Lay down the beat now. Like 1, 2, 3. Girl, move your feet now. Like a dream. Make me believe we can be free. Like a storm and sea. Sings to me now. Saturday night, oh, make it fly. Saturday night, wanna light the fire. Come on, Saturday night, wanna make it live. Saturday night, here we go. Hey, 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 hey. One more time, come on.
Ready, chef? Huh. Saturday night, wanna make it fly. Saturday night, wanna light the fire. Saturday night, come on, make it fly. Saturday night, hey, let's make it live. Long live America. Sure. Sunsets and thunderstorms rising above the barbecues and the swimming pools. You got your curtains pulled, little girl, laying down in your brick house over yonder. But here we are, down midtown, between the gutters under the rain, in our parade. Or are you just dreaming? The children, they singing, long live America, 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 yeah. Shut it. Long live America. What's it? Yeah. Like 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here we are, outside your door. You're wide awake now, pink bow, you ho, shaking your ponytail. Yeah, leaning out over your windowsill. You even got a rose ready to throw down on the corner where nobody never goes. Or am I just dreaming? The children are singing, long live America, long live America, long live America, motherfucker, long live America, long live America, yeah. You funky people. Let's funk this place up. Long live America. What's it? Long live America. 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 Yeah. Long live America. What's it? Okay.
Long live America.
Long live America.
Oasis route Kava bar is in Sea Grape Square on Indiantown Rd, and it is a Kava bar. If you don't know anything about Kava, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water, and it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, you know, that brings people together. You all take a shell of kava and chink them together and say bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a kava bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of Kava bars. Some of them are more like a club, you know, there's sort of like blacklight and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby-foot as they call it in France. Yeah, Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy, and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there, all sorts of things going on at Oasis Route. 561 Music is sponsored by Live Music Community. It's where we film the podcast that you're listening to right now, and it's also where I work. Gavin, Hector's son, was a student here for a long time, and in many ways he's the musician he is today because of the teachers at Live Music Community. We taught him not only about his instrument, but also about being in a band, and his band Unemployed Youth accomplished a lot of goals, mostly band etiquette, how to work together, and all of the nitty-gritty that goes into being in a band on a day-to-day basis. The student signs up for lessons, learns their instrument, joins a real band, and decides the direction it goes in. And we can take people from very young age, 6 or 7 years old, all the way up to 80. There's no age limit here. We run an adult program for people who want to be in a band as adults, but really the main focus is on the kids and getting them playing together and in bands. We are also a studio, a live stream venue. We can record audio or video. The Killbillies live album, Warts and All, was recorded here. It was recorded during a live stream that we did during COVID. Justin had a great idea to record live streams during COVID. A ton of bands came in, and it was a real success. Outside of that, we can record albums, we can help you with your EPK, and we have full audio-visual capabilities here. LMC is in Palm Beach Gardens on the northwest corner of Military Trail and North Lake Boulevard. And if you go to livemusiccommunity.com, you have all the information you'll need right there. We've just been listening to a couple of songs that you played acoustic for us here in the studio, and we are sat at Live Music Community, which is also a music school. And I'm curious, could you give us a little bit of advice for upcoming musicians?
I would say personally, hide. Do not overexpose yourself. It's not worth it. You're not going to get anywhere. Everybody watches the Diddy headlines. What's it worth? What are you really looking for, right? Are you looking for the coke? Because you can do the coke anywhere, right? So I would just say hide. And Bruce Springsteen, I think he mentioned he wished he could have waited till he was 35 to record. And, obviously he would have missed out on all those cool tours. He said he would never actually, rewrite his life. But there's something to that musically. Like, I think you could become a producer at 28. I think you have to, and I think Jimmy Iovine said 26. He didn't even want to talk to Gwen Stefani until she was 26. As soon as she was 26, he started seeing it hit. There's a certain progression of the human mind, the human body, the human soul that obviously you want to dump into your music. And a lot of times, you're going to get, picked apart, like you were saying with that guy in Nashville, or they just want your voice and they're going to put it on some songs you don't even really care about. And what are you going for? What are you going for? A tour that they're going to take all your money and have a record deal that screws you and everybody comes back broke? I mean, there's nothing there. It's a vampire industry. It's a phantom industry. Hide and come out when you feel you got your tunes.
Well, I feel that is very interesting advice and certainly unique. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of truth in building something beautiful before you release it.
And in terms of the traditional record industry, they always talk about that sophomore slump, right? So why not have your 20 songs? And you're not going to be able to do that at 19. Anybody who tells you they're 19 and they have 30 songs, I go, yeah, they all sound the same and you suck, right? You're fooling yourself, right? It's not going to happen. You're going to need the time to let the universe write with you.
I mean, in all fairness, people my age have 30 songs and they suck. So, I have 30 songs and they suck.
How dare you? Don't you ever underestimate yourself in my presence.
There you go. Oh, man. All right. What about you, Chef? You got any advice?
I'd probably say play with as many people as you can, and listen to as much music as you can, because you never know what comes out of you. Like I'm a metalhead. I love prog, gent, thrash. Like, grew up with that stuff. But when I play bass, that's not what comes out of me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm in a funk, I'm in an R&B band.
Because you're too sweet of a soul.
Well, you know, maybe, you know. So I don't fight it. I don't fight whatever comes out of me, but that could only happen if I played with different types of musicians.
Sure.
That combination brings out different things.
Yeah.
Than another combination.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I can't go to like something heavy or something soft or even write something and then whatever comes out of me, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is not anything that I listen to, but the inspiration of the music I like bleeds into
just picking
those
up
other
different
things.
influences
Right.
and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say Hector could agree with that. He'd never thought he would be playing with Killbillies at any point.
Nah, I still don't want to play with Killbillies, but 5 years later, I'm
Here we are,
kind
right?
of stuck, right?
Yeah. So, play with as many people as you can.
I like that voice.
And also, I think don't look at other people and think I'm not good. Because, if you look at a lot of musicians out there that we revere, they're probably not the best guitarists. They're probably not the best vocalists. Like, if you were to see it by talent, right?
Yeah.
Or what people consider talent.
Yeah.
But are they memorable? Yeah, because nobody plays a guitar like Jimmy. Nobody plays a guitar like Joe Perry. They're probably not as good as Van Halen or, Dimebag or something, right? They're technically great too, but they have their own voice as well, but those not good ones or voices.
Comparison is a dangerous game.
Yeah, or voices that aren't typically great. It's not like Anthony Kiedis is the best
Two
singer
words,
in the world,
man.
right?
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Simple songs, and but nobody could write a song or play it as badly as he can.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
As he could,
But there was something to it.
There was something to it, and there's something to everybody. So don't look at yourself as not talented or something. Find your voice, find your tone. It took me years to find my guitar tone. Then I started playing bass. It's like, I finally found it. Now I'm playing bass.
That's
right.
It took me years to find my bass tone, and now I'm playing saxophone.
Right. But now it's a different adventure now, and a lot of the influences of how I played guitar influenced my bass playing and my tone and all that, and I look at different things.
Sure.
So
I'm just having a
hopefully
thought that
that's
maybe
mine,
you play a sax through a bass amp. What would happen? Would it blow up?
Well, we are experimenting with me playing a sax through a synthesizer pedal.
That'd be cool.
We're experimenting with that, so that some of the track stuff that we have is kind of synthy, and so but the bass, the baritone sax kind of plays the same part at the same time. So we're trying to experiment a little bit with me playing through a synth pedal, so that you get both the dry signal and the synth sound from the sax.
Well, there's what is it? I think the name of the band is the Dead Kenny G's. I think.
Right.
Oh, wow,
And
that's a great name.
I think they opened for Dream Theater one time, and they do some of that.
Cool.
Where they
That's
play
awesome.
it through. They play it through. They don't have a. I think it's 2 or 3 sax players and a drummer. So they don't have a bassist, they don't have a guitarist, but they run it through those pedals, and it sounds like guitar. It sounds like bass.
If I can't get the right tone out of this pedal, he's letting me borrow. Then I'm going to start playing around with an envelope filter that I have. And see
sweet.
see if that gives me
Yeah,
a
and
tone.
I've got a couple of other synth pedals too. It's just an event. There's definitely going to be something we can do. with it.
We just need to pick a day and sit down for a couple hours and just mess with tones until we come up with something.
Yeah, the other thing that works really well with saxes is harmonizers, like vocal harmonizers and stuff. You can do some cool stuff with that. Marcus, who was in Sped Up, he does a lot of that kind of thing.
That's cool.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a lot of fun. All right, so we were listening to a couple of your tunes there. Could you tell us a little bit about the 2 songs that you played for us?
Yeah, the first one was Make It Fly off of the album called Buzz, I believe. And it's just about, it's very, I channeled my Bee Gees on the record for sure. It's really just this kind of disco, that's why it has violin on it. Speaking of different instruments, I was noticing very recently how much disco and funk rely on strings.
Yeah,
recently,
there's a lot.
for sure. Anyway, so yeah, that one definitely on the record was definitely much more produced, of course, than the acoustic one. And then the other one was Long Live America, which, because, hey, I'm an Italian American, right? I'm Italian first, but then I'm an American, and it loves me, my country. And not that I pay attention to it. That's why I love it. If I actually paid attention, then
It might be.
but I'm in a hole, guys. I'm in a hole, and that's actually on Fridays I do this live Insta, TikTok, and YouTube thing where I just I play back my Shazams from the week,
Nice.
because it's so funny how little I know about. I could be anywhere, and I'll be like, "Oh, there's a new song I just heard." Or anything. So I purposely try and tune everything out and make my own noise. But so that's just basically just a song about living in the suburbs. I love that first line: "Sunsets and thunderstorms rising above the swimming pools and the barbecues. You got your curtains pulled."
Yeah.
And how many times in America we have our curtains pulled. And and then the rest is just a parade, a party, and some cursing that Chef loves to do live.
Oh yeah.
You didn't do it. You didn't.
No, I mean I didn't know the rules.
I
you
said
know?
motherfunker.
Yeah.
But he was actually ad-libbing a lot in that, and he makes me laugh basically every chorus on that. He basically just tries to make me laugh.
That's excellent. I'm sure succeeds often because you're a funny man, Chef.
I try. Listen, if you guys
Handsome as well.
need a third guy. There you go.
You guys have some cool stuff coming up. You have a single that is dropping
Right.
as we speak, I believe.
As we speak, I figured, the universe came together. Here we are in time.
Yeah.
And this podcast was coming up. I was releasing it. I found it in an archive. Don't have any context as to why I recorded it. Smoke Show, the girl, my girlski, she played it. It was probably like a year and a half ago. And obviously I'd heard it way back in the day. And I heard it again, and I just remembered how much I loved the song.
Yeah, it's a great
And I
tune.
think I must have gone into the studio at that point, and then I just recorded this thing. And the Beast, my producer, he's on the electric guitar, and I'm on an acoustic guitar, and we just recorded it live.
Nice.
And then I found it. I was just like, man, this is kind of cool. And I wanted to release it. So we kind of did a little bit more of an arrangement. We mixed it up, but it was really just taking the live session and cutting and pasting and doing that stuff and that you guys all know about, and it's so much fun. And I think it's a beautiful rendition, and it adds to the catalog. There's a lot of people who have done it. Recently, it's been on a lot of TV shows, and there's been a lot of Ben Harper. I think I was listening to his cover. There's somebody else called Blonde Maze who did a nice cover of it. I think that was on the TV show. And so I think the Slo Funk Pump version sits in there. It does its job. It doesn't piss anybody off, and that's all I care about with covers.
Yeah,
And it's,
excellent.
And it's cover of Fade Into You.
Fade Into You by
Star.
Mazzy Star.
Yep.
Yeah, man. And what a tune as well.
Sweet.
It's one of those songs that there's so much space in it. And when you're playing it, you're worried that you're not doing enough. But it's fine. You can just let it breathe, It's one of those tunes.
Yeah,
tune.
basically, I think they had a synth keyboard. That's kind of the backing track, and he basically mimics that with the electric guitar.
Nice.
And then we have these sick guitar solos that are just kind of almost, speaking of Nuno Betancourt, I don't know why I'm bringing that up, but a lot of tapping and otherworldly that really adds to that kind of vague, spacey vibe.
Like the pad kind of. Yeah, that's awesome. But I was playing at a jam about a year ago, and it reminded me of how much I like it. So yeah, that's cool. I'm going to check that out.
We played it at a wedding one time.
Oh.
That's right.
Now, what do you guys think? Is it a love song or is it a breakup song? I can't figure it out.
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
I mean,
How do
you
you
might be
sing it?
breaking up with somebody while you're getting with somebody else. So it could be somewhat like
I
a
think-
transitional song.
Yeah, I hear it more of a breakup song than a getting together song.
Yeah.
Personally. What about you?
Yeah, that's. I want to hold the hand inside you is obviously I want this person.
Yeah.
But then the third verse, which I made the second verse, somehow talks about them working in shadows and kind of not being feeling as close. It's almost like that kind of when you think you have somebody, but you realize they're gone.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know.
Well, there's something sad about it. Mournful.
And
Good
you
song.
guys have the 561 Music Festival coming up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Saturday, May 3rd.
Yeah, we're playing. The sun will be out, I think. Right?
Yeah, it's gonna be hot as balls probably.
Yeah.
It's going to be super hot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So talk about that live show.
Bring
Sweat.
shorts. I'm gonna wear my kilt again.
Well, I'll be. You wear your kilt. I'll be doing a Speedo. I'll make
There you
that.
go.
I'll make that
Bam.
promise here today.
Yeah.
Speedo time.
Yeah, and then we're gonna release the season 2 of the Slo Funk Pump show right
Hell yeah.
beforehand, just so we can say something on stage. You know how it is.
Wicked.
You got to do the racket.
Yeah.
You got to get
Good
in the racket.
time.
Yeah,
where
of
do we
course,
find
man.
season 1?
Season 1's at slowfunkpump.com exclusive.
Oh man, damn.
Is there anything else that you would like to plug before we wrap up and get out of here?
I would like to plug the leak in my bathroom. Oh!
Follow us on the socials.
Yeah, follow us on the socials.
the
We
songs
do way
on
too much
the-
work on these socials not to follow us.
The especially on the TikTokies.
Yeah, and just start spinning that music and make your life better.
What's your handle on TikTok?
Slo Funk Pump?
That's right. What about on YouTube?
Are you running this now? It's Slo Funk Pump.
Man, what? That's incredible. And on the streaming services too, we got all the songs on there. You know?
Slo Funk Pump. I got it locked.
Yeah, like,
Apparently so.
like
You didn't have to do any
it's-
slow funk pump Florida
Yeah.
or anything like that.
no
Just go.
W on the slow.
There's nobody coming after us. My cuz, who, like I said, is getting in on the business side. He actually did a deep dive on slow funk, and there's apparently some guy in Europe who has a song called Slow Funk.
Well,
And
when
he
you put
beats
it
me in searches.
when you put it into Spotify, a couple of slow funks come up, but then when you put slow funk all in one word, it pings up on Spotify.
Boom.
So that's what you got to do if you want to listen to it on Spotify. Slow funk, SLO funk pump, all one word.
no
Yeah,
W.
no W, motherfucker.
There's no wins here. Only losses.
Yeah, and it's the only place in life I don't got a dub.
It's fine. We're winning everywhere else, baby.
Winning.
All right. Well, thanks so much for coming on. You guys are a lot of fun, and I'm really
Long live
looking
Charlie
forward
Sheen,
to
by
the
the way.
festival.
You know, because I think he might have AIDS.
I think he still has it.
Still has it.
Yeah.
I don't think
Sometimes they
you
can kick it. That guy, I saw that ESPN 360. The guy was able to kick AIDS. At least he thought he did. Kind of died the next
Yeah,
week.
well, I knew the kick's back though.
Neither here
All right,
nor
we'll
there.
let's talk about the festival real quick before we
yeah,
sign
absolutely.
off, man. Yeah, Five School Music Festival brought to you by law offices of Stenger, Greene and Feiner, and all of the other fine sponsors that we have: Cultural Council of Palm Beach County, Discover the Palm Beaches, Backsavers, Harmony Management Group, Galliana Family Salon, High Tide Waterfront Realty, Punk Rock Saves Lives, and the Shirt Series, who is the official merchandise partner. The festival is May 3rd at the Meyer Amphitheater. 20 bands, 2 stages, food and drink vendors, art vendors. It is a free show unless you go to the VIP tickets, which you can find at 561musicfestival.com. VIP tickets are $1 million. Now, they are $100, but it includes your beer. It includes,
food and
some food, some drink.
somewhere nice to go that's cool.
Yeah, come over to a souvenir thing and a nice area to cool off with tents and things like that. So
And you get to be cool and exclusive.
yeah. So man, May 3rd, Meyer Amphitheater,
Come.
561 Music Festival.
There's 20
Come
bands. And I've been reading them out, so I suppose I should read them out again. It's just something that we've been doing.
That would be
I got
amazing.
the list here. Here we go.
I think these guys might be there.
Yeah, we've got Mason
Ready for
Pace,
duty.
Tiger Sunset, Closer to the Ocean, Ras, love that name, Jut Huffman, Fwakata, Medicine Room, Jacob Tacos and the Connection, Beeline, Reverse Oreo, Modern Odyssey, Stony Falls, Strider, Shakers, Ryan Hopkins, Slo Funk Pump,
That's us.
Boom, Off Orbit, Billy Doom is Dead, Little Things, and Blabscam.
Yeah, and we just locked in the schedule, so by the time you guys are watching this episode or listening to this episode, you can go to 561musicfestival.com, and there will be a schedule on there. There's 2 stages, so there will be a schedule for one stage, for the Stenger stage, and there'll be a schedule for the 561 Music stage.
Yeah.
So, the schedules will be there. You'll know when your favorite bands are playing, but come out all day. Come out for
You
the whole
should
day.
come all
Support
day.
all the bands. It's free. It costs you nothing to be there.
Yeah.
And then there's food. Again, there's food trucks and food
It's a
vendors
Saturday.
and stuff
You're
like that.
probably not
Yeah.
working, and if
Yeah.
you are working, take the day off.
Yeah,
Come and hang out with
if
us.
you are an artist or an artisan or a crafter or anything like that, and you have wares that you typically go out to festivals and things like that to sell, we do have a limited number of vendor artist spots. So go to our website, same website. There's a tab there that says "Become a Vendor." Click on that, fill out the form, and we will notify you if you get selected.
Yes, excellent. Yeah,
and that
we're-
deadline's coming up really soon. That's
Yeah, let's
April
go.
1st because let's be honest, the festival's 5 weeks away.
yeah. It's time to get everything set in, in stone.
It's crunch time, baby.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Slo. Chef, it's been a pleasure.
Thanks, guys. This was
Yeah,
a great,
pleasure. It was
great
awesome.
meeting you, man. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, looking forward to you guys playing.
Sick setup. Nice drum set.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Take a fantasy, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about.